Arteta was a disgrace. It was a genuine disgrace. You've got all of these creative, attacking, dribbling, carrying outlets against a City team that have already shown to be, susceptible, and you beat them 5-1 the season before. Yep. So what an opportunity now with 2 extra days rest to say we're gonna stamp our authority immediately in the first 5 minutes. You're gonna be in your half, but you're gonna be afraid to be in your half because the guys on the pitch can actually get past you. They played a flat midfield. There was nobody to play the ball through the lines. There was nobody to break
through the lines. Every time Mourinho got
side
the ball,
to side to side to side,
weren't even
backwards.
side to side. He does this thing sometimes where he turns back on himself. He's not a guy for creativity. He's kind of a box crashing.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's a McTominay and he weren't really doing that.
I'm just like, honestly, listen.
Gyökeres had no service.
Far away, man.
Gyökeres had no service.
It is absolutely criminal
what
Mikel Arteta did. But that actually didn't surprise me. I think we were talking about it on Thursday. What did we think he was going to go with? I really don't think it was a surprise at all.
No, that was a surprise.
No Eze shocked me.
Eze in general shocked me, but it didn't surprise me that he went with a midfield as he did. He is defensive. He will always go with something that is pragmatic and keep the handbrake up. But bro, if you're going to try and win this league, take the handbrake off. You're not going to do it like this. You're not Mourinho. It's not the same league as it was back then. Like, you have got, there is no excuses.
I agree
for Arsenal, right? In terms of this season, we have said that, you've said that, there are no excuses. You spent money, you've got good players, you've got depth, you've got creative outlets. Not playing Eze is absolutely criminal. Like, let's be real, that is the bottom line. But at home, City are not the City of old. They can be easily got at. Teams do it all the time now. It's different, I guess. If you're going to the Etihad, I could understand it a little bit more.
No, but even at the Etihad, right? Even at the Etihad,
Eze should still play.
Eze must start.
He has to
My main beef is listen. I don't like really that midfield three. That midfield three has only won us. I think it's 10 times they played. We only won one game, and that was the other day against Athletic. Yeah, it doesn't work, right? That midfield three. So I don't like that midfield three. But my main beef, right? Because, obviously Odegaard's out. All right, you can argue Wanya is a youngster still. But my main beef is that when I saw that team sheet and I did not see Eze's name on it, I'm like, what is going on? Is he injured? That's what I thought. He weren't injured.
That's the thing. You're negotiating. Because you really should be getting Eze in the 10, Rice and Zubimendi as a pivot, and another attacker on the left. Yeah. And you're negotiating to the point where, do you know what? I'll take Eze on the left, and I'll take that flat, nasty midfield that is just bland and has no spice to it, no seasoning to it.
It's crazy.
And on top of that, the fullbacks don't even bomb on.
No.
It's not even like you got a Trent at right back.
7 defensive players.
You've got a back four of centre backs, and you think that you need to protect that back four of centre backs with not 2, 3 holding three midfielders.
And remember, you've got that back four, right? You've got a great goalkeeper. You've got that back four. All right, I know Saliba looked a little rusty on that. He's been out for 4 weeks. He looked a little rusty on that one with Haaland. I think he could have done a bit better, but still, it was great by Haaland. But you got that back four, and you got a player like Rice who roams around in front of them. You don't need another. Go and put Eze up there. No, like you said, I think in the 10's his best position, but you can just have him on the pitch. Even if you're right back, have him anywhere. Because even when he provided that goal, look how deep he was.
Quarterback.
Right? Like a quarterback, they said, right? Look how honestly.
You know what as well?
That frustrated the life out of me yesterday. That was shocking by Arteta.
But also, Arteta's actually a lucky man, because that goal they did score, it was very unlike what we saw from Man City throughout the rest of the game. It was a much higher line, which allowed Martinelli to get in behind. Earlier on in the game,
I think they had so many defenders on the pitch, maybe they
Pep did too much.
He
did too much. Took off
Another
Haaland.
thing I'll say as well, this is the kind of game where I actually think Arsenal miss Havertz, because Gyökeres is kind of, you're not getting nothing from him in this kind of game.
But then that's the other thing.
Havertz can drop in and pick it up and do something.
The other thing is though, right, I felt sorry for that guy yesterday, right? Because again, in that first half in particular, right, the man's making runs. Right, and then, there's one time I see him make a run and he just turned back and said, "Yo,
what's the point?"
Right, because again, Mikel Mourinho holds on to the ball too long. It's not his game. That's not Mourinho's game. Eze now, as soon as he came on the pitch, first thing he did is a ball came into him, boom, straight away it was forward.
Yeah,
he didn't even look, boom. So but by that time now, City are sitting so deep, he hasn't got that space in behind. Right, I just feel that I just do not know what Mikel Arteta was thinking about yesterday. It was the one at Liverpool. I was like, well, listen, is a worldie by Szoboszlai. It's Anfield. You got to be careful. Sometimes you go there. All right, but we'll give you a little pass on that. The one yesterday, you don't get a pass for that one. No. Eberici Eze has to start that game, and we're not being wise after the event. Because as I said, if you saw us all before that, we were in disbelief when we saw that team.
Everyone was,
and you got to win them.
Yeah.
You have to win, because if you don't, I don't know.
It's like sorry, I was just going to say, it's more like he's more focused on not losing than he is winning. I think sometimes, like when you pick that, it's more to keep your defensive record,
and you never win a title.
Like you're really just not. Like it's just a lack of bravery for me, and I think that Arsenal don't have it anymore. They don't have the luxury of not being brave, especially this season.
Big up Martinelli though. What a goal!
Great
goal, man. Great finish. And that's twice in a week he's come off the bench and done. And that's the one good thing this season that we lacked last season is firepower off the bench. So that was good. But apart from that, I just think the manager has to hold it.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't last year where Arsenal had to win the league, and last year really was, the main kind of chance to actually win it. Arne Slot coming in, no one thought he'd do what he did. But this season, now you've got all the strikers, you've got Eze. There is no excuse, but there's no use in having Eze or Gyökeres. We know that Arsenal are the best team in Europe defensively. There's no doubt about that. The keeper is unbelievable. You've got 7 or 8 defenders that you can interchange with. The standard is so high. But if you're not trying to win every single game, even if it is the last minute, I mean,
he's trying to win, but he's too pragmatic. He's too.
A team.
He doesn't want to take the risks.
Okay, but you have to take calculated. You don't take calculated silly risks.
You take calculated risks. When you're at home, Lee Judges said it well yesterday, right? He said it before the game, and again before the game started, right? I'll give him big credit here, right? He said, "Yo, you think when City are in their pomp, right? They're coming down to here and they're like taking out De Bruyne and think, the killers are on the pitch. Why are we? Why?
I think he was just happy to show off the bench. He got to sit there, all these attackers on the bench. He's like, yo, look what I got. Look at the depth. What he wanted to do was manage the game 0-0 up until like the 60th minute, bring on all these attackers, win the game 1-0. That's what he wanted to do, and it backfired.
Backfired.
The thing is as well,
Big up to Doku though. He was unbelievable.
You will not win the Premier League playing the way that Arteta plays. Defensively unbelievable. We've only conceded 2 goals all season, and we're still.
That was the first goal.
Arsenal.
That was the first goal first goal from open play.
Yeah, first
season,
goal.
Right?
And again, hats off to Arteta for defensively. But going forward, you're never going to win a Premier League playing
I think the thing is
and
now.
You've heard it enough times from your own AFTV guys. You don't need me to say it anymore. And I actually think your energy is slightly changing now. You've turned a little bit on Arteta.
On yesterday's game, I was angry. I got home last night, and I was like, I was angry that just listen. If we'd have put out an offensive team, done what we should have done, and we'd have drew 1-1, I'll take it. It's not the end of the world. A point, even at this stage of it's still early in the season. But I just felt that.
What did you make of the celebration?
I just felt like, well, listen, man, I was celebrating. I was jumping up and down as well. So I'm not gonna because. You know what? I didn't think we were going to get back into it. So,
celebrate for 2 or 3 seconds, and then
grab the ball. Said,
this is what Liverpool would have done.
Agreed.
We beat Everton in the 96th.
Remember how they celebrated last year?
Still got the ball out the net.
Remember how City celebrated?
Forget them. You're going for a title. Forget City.
So were they. So were they, right? Remember how they celebrated? Remember Haaland throwing the ball on the back of Gabriel's head and all them things?
But you've got to grab
It's not just Arsenal. Listen,
but you need the win because the problem is now.
City were never in the title race.
And he still had time.
I get that. I get that, but
6 minutes. You still had time.
I get that, but I do think something like that. I was at the game, right? Emotion takes over.
No. Let me just jump in here. Let me just jump in here because I'm not on the.
Bro, you were about to lose. What do you mean? What, we can't celebrate?
Robbie, let me be honest here, Robbie.
You can't celebrate now.
No. I don't. Robbie. I don't usually do the celebration police thing, yeah. But if you have a proper captain. And I don't know who your captain for the day. I'm assuming it's
Gabriel. He's a proper captain.
Right then. So your captain should, and this is just from my point of view as a fan, what I would want. Your captain should be absolutely screaming at every single one of those players and saying, get your ass back into position now. The game has 5 minutes left. Not 1, Not 2. You had 5 minutes left. Don't tell me Arsenal can't score again. Absolutely, you can.
Okay.
So for me,
you guys do also realize. You guys do also realize, right, that football has changed now, right? So it's not like back in the day.
Bunnies, man.
Hold on. It's not like back in the
you
day
have to
where
fight the keeper to get the ball.
it's not like back in the day, right, where they did add that extra time onto the thing for the celebration. So you guys do realise that. Yeah?
You say that, but
Right,
Liverpool,
so-
Everton
Well,
needed. We'll get on to that. But Everton needed more
3
minutes.
minutes. Everton
3
needed
minutes.
more.
It's a
5
definitely
subs and a goal.
Yeah.
Five
Thing is, for
subs and a
Arsenal as
goal,
well.
3 minutes.
Say that again.
There was 5 subs in the second half for both teams, no injuries and a goal, which adds up to 3 minutes.
Yes, but everything else on top of that as well. Come on,
Whatever.
you'd want
I was
more than
there.
3. But on Arsenal though, the problem is now you're 5 points off Liverpool as it is. Newcastle next. Liverpool got Palace. If they win and
Could
you
be
don't,
8 points
8
clear.
points in September, already chasing.
Could be. Let's wait and
That's
see
the
what happens
problem.
next week,
That's the
innit?
problem.
Just like I mean, it's early
I
and
can already see how the season's going to
you do need to relax a bit, right? Because you a minute ago saying, "Oh, we're equal with City."
Do you think you'll
You know what I
beat
mean?
Newcastle?
So-
Hey, our
next week?
expectations are different.
You got
Look,
Newcastle
I
away
think.
next.
Listen, we
No
can,
one in the top 6 did it last year apart from Liverpool.
Newcastle's another one of them teams that's given us a lot of trouble. We can. I'm hoping that
Lost 4 in a row.
the amount of beef and backlash that he's got, Arteta, that he goes brave up there. I think we
What
can
if he
beat
doesn't
Newcastle.
again?
But
does
it make sense to even go braver away at Newcastle?
No, you would not.
I know.
Yeah.
I know that is.
You're
You're actually right. You're actually right because
You would have done that at home.
If you do that, but then I don't want to see
That would
that.
be hilarious.
You know
If
what?
he
I'm
does
telling
that,
you.
you know.
Thing is,
Robbie,
right?
that's not the
I don't
game.
want to
That's
see
not
that
the game.
midfield against. It don't work. I told you it's only won 1 game. I don't want to
That's
see
the
that
midfield
midfield.
he's
think
gonna
you might
play.
come
When
to
Yeri
terms.
Eze is 8.
Nah,
You
nah.
might need to realise you will see that. at Newcastle.
Newcastle. Actually, what I want to see at Newcastle, I want to see Eze in the 10.
Yeah.
Right, and I'd probably start Martinelli. Give him a start now.